So I think we all know that proper technique, as with any movement, is dictated by the usage of your joints. So for proper stance structure, we're going to look at the four main areas that build that, which are your feet, knees, hips, and spine. So the 3 points of the foot that we focus on for our weight distribution in our stances are on the ball of the foot directly below the first toe, the ball of the foot directly below the little toe, and then the heel itself. Now, where we stand on these points of the foot will of course depend on what specific stance we're in, and then also what movements are involved. I will say that what is more common is to stand more on the inner edge of the foot for balance purposes. Because if you stand on the inner edge of the foot, you're more able to hold your stance and structure from there. Whereas if your weight is held on the outer edge of your foot, it's much easier to break your balance from there. As a side note, for those of us that practice sanchin kata or things similar to that, the one point that centers our weight on our feet is towards the center of the ball of the foot, which for those of you that study the traditional Chinese medicine may recognize as the point kidney 1. Now, for the alignment of our knees, I think most of us are aware that our knees should follow the direction of our feet. And specifically, the center of our kneecaps should follow the line of our second toe. And this is important regardless of what direction your feet are pointed, and it'll be true whether they're pointed in the same direction or in different directions. Now, this knee alignment is not only important within our stances, but also within our daily life of walking, running, sitting, or anything else, as this saves our knees and ankles from undue stress that could cause damage later on. Now, what's important to remember while building proper structure or making any adjustment is that what comes natural to us as individuals is not necessarily what comes natural to the human body in itself, as we've all built habits over years of repeating certain movements or not. So for any of us that maybe sit for long periods of time or other things that create tension or lack of mobility in certain areas, we need to keep that in mind and look at what should function properly within the structure of the human body and not only our own individual tendencies. So the primary function of the hips as far as structure is concerned for stances is to enable proper knee alignment. So mobility is the key factor here. And of course, on top of every good stance, we want good posture. Our ideal neutral posture will be outlined by our hip, shoulder, and the ear being in a straight line while maintaining proper spinal curvature. Next time we'll move further into upper body dynamics for power generation. Until then, if you have any other questions or any other input on the subject, let me know. Thanks for watching.